Osho once said that, I normally speak even just to the existence. Even if there's no one around, I will go on with my discourse. Because the existence is listening to me. And it doesn't matter whether people are there in person or not. Today, tomorrow, day after, 100 years and thousands years down the line, people will actualize what I've said, and what people before me have said, and what people after me will say. It remains here. It doesn't escape, doesn't get neutralized. So we only have to be alert, aware, conscious, and enlightened to access this information, wisdom, etc. And my book, forthcoming book, 18 Till I Die, does not represent literally the age 18. It probably represents the spirit which is timeless, which is ageless, and which is eternal, literally. Why timeless? Because it was there before time. It will remain after time. Why ageless? Because you can remain ever so youthful and evergreen. And why eternal? Because there is infinity in its domain. So, 18 Till I Die is all about, subscribing to that timeless principle, that timeless quotient, and remaining there in that domain, which doesn't disturb you, doesn't perturb you. Not that I've reached there yet, but I still have to get there. But nevertheless, I'm in my journey, and this book is all about the journey with everybody else. I was just born yesterday, in fact. And, you'll be surprised to know that we are born every moment. Because if we are aware, the newness engulfs us and we absorb the newness every nanosecond. That is how the seamlessness remains. That is how the continuity of youth, vigor, vitality, everything remains in you. And energy flows seamlessly and makes you look bright as ever. The only sad part is I don't look like a kid anymore. Okay? Otherwise, ideally, I'd like to look like a child. But there is a child in me, so nevertheless, I'm still a child. The innocence of the child always remains intact, or rather should remain intact in you till you breathe the last. I will not say die. Because, death has no right on life. Death happens only to disease. And disease is the culmination of doing. And not the being. And 18 Till I Die is all about being, not doing. In this particular book, what I have written is nothing new to the reader. Okay? Neither I have cut-paste anything. But what I have done is collected the wisdom of the past centuries, past millennia, filtered it through my eyes and my experience, added my perspective, and just presenting it before the world again. And what will happen after me? In years to come and hundreds of years to come, people will do the same. It's the same old wisdom collected, filtered, seen through different lens, different perspective, and represented to the world again and again. Haven't we heard that? Old wine in new bottle or in a different bottle. It's exactly the same. But it is that perspective, that individual perspective, that drishtikon, that point of view through which the whole wisdom goes by. That is what is presented to you. So, what are these 18 factors, the 18 components which make you ageless, timeless, invincible, heightened immunity, and absolutely radiant and vibrant? So, it starts with air, water, fire, ether, earth. Then it goes to attitude, thought, word, behavior. Then it goes to exercise, nutrition, sunshine, moonlight, planets, meditation, prayer. The list could go on, but I've chosen the crisp 18. The crisp 18 factors, components, which literally determine what you can be, not what you are, but what you can be. The quintessential spirit of human being, which is so supreme in manifestation that it can take form of any thought, any intent, and any plan. It can manifest into anything what you want. So let's start with the top, and I'll speak a line on every 18, okay? The best things in the world are absolutely free. Air, water, fire, ether, earth. Best thing. So air is the first component. And air is so essential to life that without which you can't think. Air is the transport of your thought, the vehicle of your thought. Air is something which integrates you with yourself, integrates you with the whole universe, integrates you with the whole planetary system, and integrates you with just anything and anybody. Air is so important. So please breathe in this air very consciously and with great awareness. Be absolutely aware of life that is throbbing into you, and in this awareness is the creativity of life. Only when you are aware that you are created out of this air and you are breathing it, creativity comes to fore. And you become creativity personified, embodiment, epitome of creativity. Then of course comes water. Anything that flows, anything that fluid, which is open, which just keeps flowing, which finds its level, which changes its color, which adapts, which dissolves everything. Water, so important. 9 months of our first life in a mother's womb is water. So serene, so tranquil, keeps you so composed, and gives you a sense of deep security. Okay, it's 80% of around the earth, there's all water around us. 80% of the brain is water. So water, we have to befriend. When many people say, I've been trying to swim for many months and I have simply not accomplished anything. I said, you've simply not befriended it. I can teach you how to swim probably in 2 hours, 3 hours. Say, how? I said, simply let go of your fear. And with some people, I've done this exercise at a deep pool. I've taken them to the deep pool and I say, have trust in nature first, then in me. Doesn't matter if you haven't entered the pool before. Just take a plunge and settle. Don't struggle to come up. And the buoyancy of the water, the nature of water is such that it will prop you up. And trust me, many a times people, 99% they come up because they don't struggle. But many a times people start struggling and they go down. So, efforting in wrong direction or unnecessary effort in life takes you away from many things. So be relaxed, be passive, be inactive. So coming to now, the third thing. We say that we live to eat. And I think it's a good saying because food is celebration. Food is where your thoughts come from. Food is what influences your mind. Food is what influences your emotions. Food is what influences your intentions, your behavior, your attitude towards life. It can agitate you, it can calm you, it can relax you, it can excite you, it can enthuse you, it can give you energy, it can pacify you. So food plays multiple roles, and food determines your personality. And if you're having appropriate food at appropriate time and appropriate kind of food in appropriate weather conditions, trust me, you will never need medicines in your life. Because the father of medicine, Hippocrates, once said, thy food is thy medicine. So if you eat intelligently, smartly, sensibly, you will never need medicines. You will be disease-free. And we will probably reach a point, which is my next endeavor in my project, is to reach a medicine-free world. Okay, so that we can all live every moment and not die every moment. 99% of the human beings are dying every moment. They're not regenerating, they're not living every moment. Okay? The fourth is exercise. Now, when people say exercise, okay, walking is an exercise. Sweeping the floor is an exercise. Chores, daily chores, washing clothes, etc. could be an exercise. But I say productive physical activity. Any such activity which is focused, which addresses with the objectives you have in mind. And you go in a structured way also, and you allow spontaneity to let things flow out of your body, the stretches, the contractions, the limbering, everything put together. So exercise, what happens is when you challenge your body grows. When you challenge your cells and tissues are enabled to absorb nutrition, absorb nutrients. And then they regenerate and regenerate and regenerate. You know, one of the principles of aging is that it is said that we never grow old. When we stop growing, we become old. So we should continue growing. And the most important thing to continue to grow is exercise. Because as you challenge your body needs nutrients. You provide nutrients, it will take nutrients, and it will constantly regenerate new cells. So much so that the replacement of the cells, new for old, happens simultaneously, seamless, and you don't age. There is no ailment. There is no disease. Because the lag in time and lagging in the process is aging, is disease, is ailment. Okay? So if you are absolutely in tune, then you are growing constantly and then you don't die. Then you simply pass. You transmigrate, you transform, you don't die to disease. Okay? Then of course the fifth in priority is rest. Now if you see the pendulum, it oscillates from left to right and right to left and left to right and right to left. So in the left, if there is activity, right, there is passivity. And in the center is the bliss quotient, stillness. Okay? So you have to move from left to right and right to left. So in the day, you have to be active. Okay? Towards the evening, you have to slow down. You have to become passive. As the energy begins to ebb, in the evening, you also have to slow down. You can't accelerate, you cannot excite yourself at that time. And as the energy rises in the morning with sunrise, you have to increase the pace of your life. Because the energy is growing with every strobe of light hitting your brains. So, if you ever want to exercise, appropriate time to exercise is first thing in the morning. By the way, when people ask me how many things nourish you, I say exercises also nourish you. Okay? Food nourishes you, joy nourishes you, a pat on the back nourishes you, happiness nourishes you, charity nourishes you, act of kindness nourishes you, forgiving nourishes you. The biggest strength of human growth is forgiveness. If you don't forgive, you die because you're collecting. Okay, let's not collect anything. The very virtue of collecting is stress. Okay, whether you're collecting virtues or whether you're collecting grudge or resentments or anything, don't collect. Let go. Sixth, meditation. Normally I would have put meditation on top, but for laymen to understand that air, water, food, etc. So if they understand the basics, then probably they will understand the rest. But otherwise, my choice, I would have put meditation in the preferential order of number 1. But nevertheless, meditation. Now, what is meditation? It's the biggest challenge people have come across, that I can't meditate. And I said, no, meditation is anybody can. What you ought to do is simply be. Meditation is being and not doing. But in the state of being, eventually, when life flows in the state of being, when you reach that state, you could be in the meditative frame of mind, like I'm in the meditative frame of mind, flowing. You could be in a meditative frame of mind and you could be talking, eating, drinking, making love, exercising, all this, having your meetings, you can do it in a meditative frame of mind. When your center is not disturbed, when you're still in the center and active on the periphery, you could still be in a meditative frame of mind. So what meditation does, of course, World Health Organization endorses it completely, that meditation brings down your blood pressure, it improves your digestive system, increases blood circulation, gives more oxygen to the brain, gives you better thinking ability, improves your memory, improves ability to be very optimistic, and so on and so forth. And, uncountable, infinite benefits of meditation one can list. But I would say meditation makes you grow. You evolve with meditation. You transform with meditation. You transcend with meditation. You metamorphose with meditation. Okay? Well, seventh on the list, not a coincidence, seventh, 7 heavens, 7 planes, 7th prayer. Now, what is a prayer? Is prayer something constantly asking, constantly begging? Wishing is fine, desire is fine, but is prayer constantly asking? No. But in our court of laws, lawyers do say, my Lord, this is my prayer. Because this is what I want. So we have interpreted and misconstrued prayer as asking. A prayer is generally a submission. A prayer is generally a surrender. A prayer is generally an expression of gratitude. And there couldn't be a better prayer than to be in the state of surrender, submission, extreme gratitude, because in that you align yourself with creative forces again. Because in gratitude, you neutralize your ego. You annihilate your ego. And when your ego is annihilated, the flow increases towards you, not from one side, but 360 degrees. From 360 degrees, the flow comes to you. So prayer of gratitude is extremely important. Of course, in my book, every chapter will be elaborated. After prayer comes sunshine. Because the basics are over. But sunshine again is very primary and fundamental. Why trees grow in branches out and tall? Because they seek light. What happens to you in meditation? The trees are doing it every moment. Why birds fly? Because they seek light. Why animals come out of hibernation? Because they seek light. So, what happens typically with sunshine? Being in the presence of sunshine is good enough to energize your physical, physiological being for sure. But then also to cleanse your psychological being. Also, all the resentments that you're carrying, all that I'll show him right, this is what he did to me yesterday, this is what he said to me the day before yesterday, and this is what I'm going to do, let me see what I do, this, that. So, when you are amidst the sunshine, in so much infinity and the vastness of this universe, all these thoughts dissolve, neutralize as you enjoy the sun rays. As you absorb and as they penetrate inside you, they seed the aura, the charisma, the tej, the oj, everything that comes out of you. They seed it. So they seed the growth path and cellular regeneration and your subtle body and your astral body, and everything gets energized. And what happens is you get empowered with ESP, foresight, intuition, visualization. This happens to people who rise early. This is not available to people who rise late. So if you are early in the morning, you go out in the trees, to the sky, to the sun, to the birds, to the bees, and dissolve yourself and breathe fresh air and make good resolves that I will make a difference to this world with my existence. We are here for the larger interest. Somebody said, "Aapki khwahish kya hai?" And somebody answered, "कि मेरी ख्वाहिश ऐसी है कि जिसमें हजारों की ख्वाहिश शामिल है." Which means that let your desires be such where the desires of millions are accommodated also, so that you are aligned with the creative forces. So what happens in the presence of sunshine? Such things happen to you. Life happens to you, okay? Then comes, of course, thought. So what happens? Once the air, water, sunshine, exercise, food, rest, meditation, prayer is in place, it becomes a good rock bed for thoughts to emanate. Quality thoughts come out of that. Only quality thoughts, creative thoughts, constructive thoughts, lovely thoughts, wonderful thoughts, wanting to constantly add value to whosoever you're connected with in life. And, pouring out your sincerity, your devotion, your heartfelt. So, such thoughts. Attitude of optimism, which means from any situation, I will turn it around. No worries. Optimism. I wouldn't say that be positive. No, that is passé. Be optimistic. Optimize. Optimize, build on. Make the best of. Exploit appropriately. Okay? Use, don't abuse. You got? So, attitude of optimism is exceedingly important for all leaders and achievers. Soldiers you can't expect because they only know how to take orders and execute. They can't think beyond. They have blinkers. But leaders are born with attitude. They don't see difficulties. Why? Because they have an aerial view. They don't have a straight view. They always have a view of flight, a bird's eye view, an eagle's eye view. And everything is possible from there. Everything seems possible. And when everything seems possible, even the probability amplitude of obstacles and obstruction, they dissolve. Or you get longer legs to just stride over them. Or you get wings to fly over them. It's so simple. Now behavior. I would say constructive, responsible behavior. Behavior with sincerity. Attitude of optimism, thought of creativity, behavior of responsibility, constructive, which adds value to the larger world, larger picture, always. So your being in this universe, your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your attitude, your behavior should add value to the larger picture, to mankind, to this universe. What are you here for? What is the purpose of my life? What am I supposed to do? How can I add value to this existence? Am I a waste? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Or I'm just wasting my time and life's time and the time of the people around me? Am I doing something productive, constructive? Do I belong here? If I belong, then this is all I have to do. And then nothing will stop you. If you are clear about it, the whole universe supports you. Beginning from your family. If your intentions are clear, if your objectives and motives and goals are clear, even the maximum resistance of them, the family will dissolve because you become unshakable. And their resistance is nowhere in comparison with your resolve, with your vision. That is how leaders are born. Okay, that is how future commanders are born, generals are born. Now, 12 is compassion. Compassion, means all that you have, community, all togetherness, passion, the burning fire in your belly. Do you have it? Have it. If you have it, stay there. If you don't have it, simply exit. But don't waste people's time. And come back when you have it. Find it and come back. So compassion is so important. And do you compare compassion with love? I would say yes. And compassion and love are the single most energy of creativity, of healing, of building bridges, of plugging the gaps, of taking a flight over obstacles, and dissolving and neutralizing everything in and around you and harmonizing the world. Love, deep love, genuine love, which does not go away and erode with circumstance and situation and disturbed equations. That is what real love is. Love is something which is before the truth, rather the only truth. Truth that was, truth that is, and truth that will remain the only constant factor. We say change is constant. I say no, love is constant. Change is very mundane. Okay? Everything changes, the weather changes, so what? No big deal about it. Love doesn't change. It is the only factor which remains so rooted without having any firm ground to hang on. It is so subtle, yet so strong. It is so fine, yet so solid. You can't define it, yet it pervades and permeates the whole universe. So it is the single most powerful energy with which you can do everything. You can do magic with love. After love is benevolence, being kind, kindness. Be kind to your pets, to your trees, to your environment, even to your objects. Sometimes we drink water and we are just crushing the bottle and throwing it away. You're not, in your attitude, there is no benevolence. The crushing is there in your attitude, in your personality, which is being translated in your action and your behavior and thought. Got it? Now, if it is deep rooted in your personality and if it does come out and if you're aware about it, recourse. Correct yourself. Apologize. And when you sincerely apologize, I would say, even a murder can be condoned for a simple reason. That you made a mistake of a murder in the state of mind which was not there. You were not there. But when you realize, when you are aware, I don't say whether it can be condoned or not. But I'm simply saying if a person realizes the mistakes and apologizes sincerely, the person is pardon worthy. 14 is creativity. Now, creativity is like, if you were to see the functions of the brain, starting with the most basic function, fight and flight response. Second is reaction response. Third is relaxation response. Fourth is meditative response. Fifth is creative response, then visionary response, then sacred response. So creative response, it's only when you grow with thought, attitude, behavior, water, air, meditation, breathing, food, exercise, everything put together, you are always in the state of creative response. You will never think small gains, small things. You will look at big pictures. You will always want to take big leaps, big jumps. In your vision will be not the edges, but there will be no edges. So this is what leaders are born with, rather. So you have to be very creative in your thought, constantly creative. Add value. And there should be in grace. You should have grace. Grace in your thought, word, behavior, attitude, and grace in your words also. And no sooner you realize that you've been disgraceful in your action, words and behavior, correct yourself. Even at this stage in life, I become disgraceful sometimes. But then I correct myself because that is out of my conditioned response system. But no sooner my conscious mind takes over, awareness takes over, I correct myself and I try not to repeat it. So the frequency of mistakes diminishes gradually and you grow as a human being. Gratitude, my God. If there is one thing in this world after love so powerful is gratitude. In gratitude, as I said, your ego gets annihilated. That I am doing this, I did this, I can do this, I am capable of this, me, I. My God, it can give nauseous to people. People will literally vomit. Because literally, the more the person say I, the more you can see through the person's shallowness and say there's nothing inside. It's all zero. But because there is zero, to cover up the zero, there's always I. So, I was like that initially. Then I realized that no, it is about all. It is about togetherness. It is about all minds, all hearts, all bodies, all intellectual and intelligentsia together. So annihilate your ego as many times. I keep reminding myself that I'm a nobody. And only when I'm a nobody I realized, and I have not achieved anything so far. Only then I know that I have to do a lot. Because if I see I've done this, you become so complacent and you keep failing constantly. Many a superstars in our film industry you must have seen. No sooner success goes to their head, arrogance comes and downfall starts. Okay? So after gratitude, 17 comes philanthropy. There is nothing more on this earth than charity. Sharing, giving, because nothing is yours. Nothing belongs to you. You haven't brought it, you earned it. You've got it. Simply share it. Comes from here, give it here. That's it. Become a transient point. Become a transient point for all material and non-material, from love, energy, to gratitude, energy, to education, to food, to everything. Share. Simply share. And please go, reach out and help as many people. If there is one secret to wellness, is do charity and your body will be disease-free maximum unless you go somewhere drastically wrong. Because there is such a deep content, there is a sense of such deep accomplishment. When you start your day with charity, throughout the day you do charity and you end with it, your body heals, evolves, becomes supreme, and you become disease-free. Your immunity is at its peak. 18, the last is self-belief. That self-belief is paramount. You can only do it if you know you can. Even if the world says you can't, but you see it happening, and your intent, thought, and the power of your objective, goal, motto is stronger than the world's resistance, you will neutralize that and you won't prove them wrong. There's nothing to be proved on this earth. It's simply to be accomplished. Nothing to be achieved. Simply to be accomplished. And accomplishment is never individual. Accomplishment is always collective. Because when I accomplish, my family accomplishes. When I accomplish, my company accomplishes. When I accomplish, my society, human society, anybody who is in touch with me and who is not in touch with me also accomplishes. Because we are all connected. As a good person says that we are a field of energy, magnetic field of energy, geomagnetic field of energy, acausal, non-local electromagnetic field of energy and information with self-referral, cybernating feedback loops. So this is what we are all about. And with this, I wrap 18 Till I Die. And I hope the book comes out well. You know, there is a team working with me on the book, people who I love so much, and people who are going to make a big difference to this world. And I really hope that their karmic values, my karmic values, and whatever little bit I can do. And I'll be happy if only one person will buy the book and change their life, I'll be happy. Trust me, as an author, though there is no ever an author. I'm not an author. Because I'm simply collecting the wisdom of the past, presenting it in the now, and people after me will do the same with their perspective through the filter of their eyes. So thank you so much. And if there are any question and answers, please, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes, I'll answer.
Truly, this is not a question. Mickey, I've seen you over the years, I think since Oberoi times.
Oh, really?
And I've seen you practice what you are talking about.
Thank you.
I'm sure that is the reason why you're there. Just a thought I shared when you were talking, that was, humility is thinking of oneself less. And that is exactly what you conveyed. And I am really grateful to hear you talk.
Thank you.
All the best, Mickey.
My fundamental question is, as you say, life is a gift. So today it is there with me, with my body. Tomorrow it will not be there. I can't control that. Then how the entire responsibility is thrown upon me and saying that you create your story, but you are not in control of your life.
I'll tell you.
And you are saying it doesn't start, it is the body, it comes into the body and goes out of the body. Then I have no control of it when it goes out of the body.
Brother, I got your question, I'll answer. You know something? That you are in control is an illusion, and that you are not in control is a bigger illusion. Okay? Because every enlightened, aware soul is in charge. Because every moment you are an infinite choice maker. And every choice that you make, you sow the seeds for your future. You determine your destiny. So as Rig Veda says, that I am what my deepest desires are. As are my desires, so are my thoughts and intentions. As are my thoughts, so will be my deeds. And as will be my deeds, so will be my destiny. If you align yourself with the Creator, you become a co-creator. And when you become a co-creator, a symphony in the harmony, you will be in control, you will be in charge. You know, have you seen birds flying? There is no leader. There is no controller. But you will suddenly see the birds flying like this. And sea flying, that is called entrainment, collective consciousness. So when you harmonize yourself, synchronize yourself with the collective consciousness of the universe, you will become the controller. Rather, you will have one of the controls of the universe. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.